and look good.
Yep.
Looked different from the live, step out and be like, hey, different and feels different. The same way like an Albert Brooks film or something. Like in the beginning, we just, Aaron Higgins, who, Higgins on Seth's show, made videos. Keevan Yorman made it. We're working there just for fun and for basically nothing. And use the cat looking for things to change over set. So it kind of happened very under the radar. And we did a called Lettuce where we're eating heads of lettuce. Tried another one that didn't air till later. SNL was Lazy Sunday. And that went better than...
It's the Oppenheimer kind of. I think that's specific to me anyways.
Well, a certain pace that you can see that now in done, which makes me so happy. I'm very antsy. I'd be like, all children of Monty Python. And Mel as a kid, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Those things turned into SpongeBob to, Mr. Show and influenced us. It's real life, but really it's anything can happen in the world. When I was a kid, made my brain Tommy Boy, things like that, where you're just like, I can't feel because it just allows me to.
Right. And there's also an important part. And so,
yes,
difficult component to the stuff.
Lucky where it was like, hottest thing doing with you guys and us being like, you know what I mean? Really being like, all right, here's how we're going to do all harmonies. These are split to the left.
Oh my God.
Like the biggest songs in the world, lying it to our song we're writing a box at Christmas.
Like you're in a room with Mozart. I'm in half.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm taking the box here. When you did stand-up, I think for 7, I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm doing stand-up because I always thought me.
I always wondered if you did because
I later on my ways, and of course you doing a late night show every night. Then, I wanted to do very silly late night show and an insane that was sort of what Dave had done, but very cartoony, like you were saying. I'm a cartoon character. I like to like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
I like their cartoon characters. I don't know.
Very true.
Okay, that's enough out of you. You signed it.
NDAs?
it's like terms and conditions.
You own a timeshare. Not a good one. And it's a lot of bad news here.
Baltimore?
It's in Baltimore.
Yeah.
No shade. Shout out to Baltimore. And you have to stay there 50.
Behind.
Yeah, but it's also built.
Wow.
But it's in the middle of the road.
Trucks
smelling
come
you?
through all the time. I'm sure sucks.
It is a scam.
So, which you did. I think people, and then Hood. I was like, okay, I got my on this mind. You're rip now with my gang.
Yeah,
go through Sherwood but you got to get up the bill, and I think that kind of pennies.
Lucky, yeah. I mean, because it gets
that you're willing to acknowledge legally. Had all kinds of kids in the 80s.
to now.
So David, shit. Yeah, he's contacted me and said,
hire him.
Yeah. Hired Sona and put him on mic.
This after I leave, you're gonna like hug.
You've been drinking. One of my favorite things for the Green Lantern movie. There's a moment where a scientist who ends up being the movie
Spoiler.
He the ability to read minds. And the father, and he's praises a great guy, and then you can hear he's really great. And then he says goodbye to him, and father, well, I've been working on these experiments, shakes his hand and goes, good job. He hears some disappointment.
It's literally sketch.
Yeah, but it was masturbating. It's not supposed to be. I laughed. I think so. Show, and I saw it in the theater. Hugs, played by anyway, Brad Pitt, Reynolds, Clark Gable.
Tramp himself, Charlie Chaplin.
I was going to say no, but because you're Charlie Chaplin. Anyway, the idea would hug my son and go, what a disappointment. My son this, and I do it. I hug him and I go, I love disappointment.
Like it is here.
Anywho, Eduardo Mack. Jesus, I'm fucking sorry.
What a
Peter
disappointment.
Skarsgård? Damn it.
That's what.
Anywho, it doesn't matter. So we chopped together.
You know who it could have been? Blake.
That's right. That's where they like that.
I don't speak on things like
You're Prince.
private life.
Whoa. See too.
You zip your lip. Yeah, because it's trapped.
Go, but out.
Yeah. That's I'm who keeps zipping his.
All right. So
Normally
you
I love
SNL and worked very hard for,
Yes.
I think.
Just
And it took a toll. Because work you were doing is
the shorts.
the shorts.
Yeah.
I imagine there's all kinds. Give us another viral the next day.
Yeah. I mean, yes, for the first, couldn't believe our luck. We have like a spot on the show, but not coincidentally, and Yorm both kind of left. Working there half not. Keith went and made a movie and more difficult physically.
Yeah.
And so by the end of the I don't think I can do it.
I went back for the 50th and really enjoyed, I think the short. SNL.
Yes. And I did it with,
and it is how many people talk about the SNL.
Yes.
And taking a piss out of that old, like going into battle doing SNL, but also at the same time, it is true. And it was,
I started singing "If These Pipes," talking about how it's basically from stress, and that night that worked there went out of their way to be like really like it was in a fun, hopefully
moment because it came out. Of course, part of the process things have to be. I think there makes that.
Of course, to be at the 50th, you wouldn't miss it. But your ever worked here is all here. And I mean, who's not going to say that to me? Who do I say? Be in the show? If I'm in the show, pissed about that. If I'm not in the show, or beginning when you go back into that, because it's X of everything that's ever. So I was kind of hoping the spirit of that also.
On something that anyone who's worked, and it's people that enjoy SNL as they should. What goes into the sausage?
Of course,
no one's supposed to know that the level of anxiety to do it and not feel that. That's not how I'm built. I was a writer. I was not a writer. I felt gun against my head all the time.
It's a pressure cooker, but I personally went through that the same as because it could ever give me, and I loved. You have to leave because you can't. That I think it's fine. I mean, you agree hopefully, but like they went to med something, so like job and it's work, and you do that. It seem like it's fun and just through onto the show.
I disagree.
Disagree, and then but say more.
I just think you're wrong. Ugly, yes. But to you by Apple Card. Each iPhone 16 is thoughtfully designed. Titanium Apple Card is laser etched, has no numbers on everything you buy, including everything at Apple. In minutes, subject to credit by Goldman Sachs Bank, York City branch. Terms and more. Hey, Sona, you're taking
I am. Yep.
This is a
family thing. All four of us are going with my parents, and so to make some extra cash, put my place.
Smart. I'll tell you why. Very nice. Sit there while you're out of town. Some money to buy some cool Hawaiian shirts.
Hawaiian shirts.
Good looking guy in Hawaii. So smart. If you host while you're away, cost of your own vacation life. If you think about it, the unique way to save money while you're traveling. Here's the thing. Your home might be worth. Find out how much at Air/Host. Do this. Bring a lot of new Hawaiian shirts. Be cash you make.
Okay.
Interesting, because when you went on to do any long-running, you're working in this format. I think you and I are similar. You kind of want to make something pretty soon, and if you're making a sketch or the world of pretty soon after you think of it, goal in the format. I mean, I don't even know what little I've seen of idea that you would of your life and not into a well and not hear it and get a critique and explain other things.
Yes,
and even the rhythm would be Then what you got?
Yes. I mean, in our first something, we had like over 20 at old school. See point where we were shooting them after and when you get into that rhythmful, but it'll be on the air in like months,
right?
Which for a TV show, the thing about making Brooklyn, the things I loved about it, but two little shorts at SNL is and just being like, it's gone. Like the feeling of knowing we're not going to embarrass ourselves as it needs to be, but out of about Brooklyn Nine-Nine is that it goes and goes and goes, and love personally.
Yeah, of all the great over and over and over again many movies, whether Fields or whether it's Clouseau.
Dude, I showed my daughter Who's on First because they are full.
Costello's famous Who's on First. And the other thing you realize, a comedy nerd for a second, what a great straight man means. It's Costello who's the big, and you sometimes really doing. He's just
the whole thing.
But he's fantastic. His job is to keep. So that and it's just that it's so
in the air
the whole time.
You can tell they've done it a million times. It was much more like you work your actor, which more of it's pretty incredible. It's a whole different skill
era when people would have a lifetime.
Right. Yeah.
So about what's happened, technology is for 25 years. And then they said, and you've got a special and they go, great. You didn't get it. But anyway,
who are we talking about? No, I know.
But it's a quick hit, noisy world out there. And you just, for whatever, 15 years, sit and tested. And now, what?
It really is. I mean, you're only as funny as the last.
That principle on this thing you just said.
Right. Pretty serious.
I know. That's right now.
Ironically, not funny.
Second, you're not funny. Thing.
Right.
Tomatoes.
You're really funny.
Yeah.
Scared by how funny you just got.
Yeah.
And if
I'm
I'm
still speaking seriously.
If I'm not funny, Trigger warning. That's the
little room we have in the back.
Like
The glass room?
So that we can watch you do it.
samurai sword in there?
No, it's...
Damn!
Yeah.
D&T.
Are you a happy fellow?
I'm pretty happy.
Were you
happy?
Damn it.
I know. It's a struggle comedy as a happy chap.
Yeah.
With that.
Happy, chappy.
I feel Generation was the last one. It was still kind of intense. And
It's possible. I don't know.
both firsthand from like podcasts and stuff. More like competitive and
Definitely that when I was there at Sandler. Forget we were, I had something last. It's late. I can write comedy. I used to call my girlfriend at the time and this.
Yeah, the spiral.
And she'd be like, Ben. That was fun. Anyway, I was dating the Tasmanian devil. Sorry. You're a terrible. Does it ever? Please. Quips. I was in that state of Michael and Odin. That's kind of how everyone feels. Adam Sandler showed up one day and he kept talking about, let's go, milkshakes are good. It was very good. What? And he was like, this is so much fun. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And he had that, I'm going to do that. This is great. And then I remember he came out with a movie, he rented a big bus with and they drove around and then they went to the premiere, Adam, and he was very happy. And this is a possibility.
I mean, it's
Why not?
right? Like just came out that way. Inspiration to me. And it was him and Color were the first times when maybe I could do comedy. How incredible specifically how they are at all. So like for me, where I was like, it's coming now that what I is successful. And perhaps now, I think it is that one-to-one.
Real silliness somewhat, but then that theory that they're incredibly silly. The word stupid, but it's because there's something in there somewhere that, or maybe not.
Imagine me under the table guy, right? Because it is,
right?
Like he's Steve Martin and Monty, but like the whole certain people who love comedy are born in. I have a question. None of it's all a weird cosmic, and I'm not like alone in that. People that share that feeling and enjoying themselves from God. You're like,
Yes. By the way, to send your children to is Hogwarts. Oh, thank you. If only I had a mic and a pod. Can you imagine Hogwarts and they're killed? Battle? So like that happens all the time.
Just send them back next year.
Yeah. When kids died playing, people are constantly dying, and school has to publish these out there. I'm just
stand up. You imagine getting into the summertime. We'd be there next year. I know some of the parents were concerned up, killed have taken care of it. A counselor has talked to them. You're just like, oh man.
Yeah. I'm back.
Like a squishy little widget.
Kids died in a great bash of the school. Puts any mass shooting by it. But anyway, we
heard there was a Dementor in your. We're gonna give.
That's a bit.
Should we do a stand?
To do a stand-up special.
God.
We'll talk about the money.
Okay. Let you take the 90.
I get the 90. Well, it's not just seniority, but also
more famous.
That
I do.
Now, because of everything you've done, and this is how I'm happy for you about, is that all these things that I'm very happy about, and even know what they mean to people.
Yes.
It's fun. Love that. And as the rent's paid, I'll do and I really do look at comedians, and I see good stuff. It makes me very
Agreed.
But you get to do this animated series, Digman, which is because you grew up Indiana Jones.
Yeah. The geologists are like the coolest people. It's just a universe where you're that.
Yes.
Where you're like archaeology. So yeah, a whole show where that's basically the biggest celebrities.
And you know what I love? We all accepted it when I got 2 decades Indiana Jones came out, and not for a split second, they would show him going out, exciting thing in the world, and that you were coming on. We're going to talk about Digman. I thought if you could take footage doing what they really do and theme to it, and it's people just geological maps to try and look where maybe a river being very careful. But then
dusting vases.
Has asked you because they want to examine what you're doing. So they shut down the site. You respond. Now the more slow dusting.
Yes.
And then Lifetime anything.
Roll credits.
Really long credits. Just first saw proof of. And he died.
It's real. Or swashbuckling and adventure. Yes.
The voice. Yeah.
It might sound.
I'd like to hear a little.
Yes.
Hey, I'm happy.
You're the best.
No, seriously. First of all, I love him. I adore. I say this: if this was Cage, I adore him. Off him when he does anything, which thing right.
Yes,
but that impression is fantastic.
Thank you. With me, which I know is like I really had to think about live during that show. It was the whole time. It was probably when he came.
All self-conscious about doing into we're playing together.
I mean, I obviously respect his work so much, and like because I've watched 1,000 hours, it's like embedded in me somewhere. It was like Lee Spivey or someone wrote me, and she's like, Sandberg. But then I tried it, and then I kept doing it. So fun, and he went so fucking.
So of course
we did an address. This is gonna work, and then on air he just and like did the not do. So it like feels, it was just a joy.
We used to do a horse on our, and Kloppy was a horse. This conceit was I'd go, and then there was like a children's theme with a big fake head would look through, I'm Kloppy, and pressing things, and then wander off, and a fall, killed himself, and Kloppy would, and then there was always for what the gunshot and the fall was all that, and when we go out with the song, I had Nick Cage on once, I'm on as a guest, and he's just, I like Kloppy. With his Nick, I mean, you can do it. I like Kloppy. You can do it.
Kloppy.
I did it with a big smile and obsessed. When the interview was over, I said, Kloppy, I want the it's Kloppy circle wipe to come up. I like Kloppy. Go away. And that was the comedy was they went, okay. And then it had a Nicholas just as a little.
He got it immediately because he liked us. He comes in with the happy song and then that's fucking funny.
Roses, which is, I mean, talk about Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
This is one of those things of, I'm sorry, internet.
Yes.
And now I'm with World.
Truly. In a movie, Jay Roach directed a married couple who are friends, wore the roses, but
Yep.
And it's like the great and the things and stuff.
Any intimidation factor there? And say there is.
SNL breaks you of it a little, and you realize like, oh right, are you that crazy of a fan? I did. Kate Winslet, and after going through that, is comedic. Right. So I was relaxing in that way, and that was very comfortable for. I'm not unaware. At one point with Cut and Allison Janney, 4 of us, and it's like a big scene. Seriously, like. Yes. I was like, mind if I pop in? Get the fuck out of here. But and you're nervous and you're like, oh, here comes, and you do it. And as soon as you do, it's really funny too,
Yep.
I'm like, this is so fun. And this is so, it's like Olivia came from comedy. Janney is a legend. Everybody's nice. They're all like, to make me feel better, warm and very fun.
I remember being Hot Fuzz and in it.
Yeah.
And 15th in the credits.
Yeah.
Hilarious, and she kills it, but I think 9
she was banging around.
Yeah.
Funny. And then everyone was like, and it was like, oh, I see.
One of the best ever.
Yeah. That was funny because I obviously co-created by Dan.
A former writer of mine and fled. Thought that he could have his own. Happened for you, did it, Dan? Brooklyn Nine-Nine. People love that show. Sorry. I'll do all the voices.
Video play. It's good. When I would have like a big on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I would I'm about to start coming because of, and no one, speaking of my fave thing, I keep telling, fast dialogue, tons of thought taking you through this journey of like Sherlock's intricate thing. When it came to the detective star, where I was like, Nolte from The Wire, solves should be Sherlock.
Yeah.
To get to work with him and see him like,
well, you're living the dream.
I feel
because you're here with me. Made it about me again. Podcast.
The best.
When they're bad, it's okay. Everything's okay. I've noticed that thing, and people are like, I'm like, I don't know. Hey, it was good. No, he's good. Andy Samberg in here. Oh shit! But then some. Thank you. And if you're listening, Harrison, that'll. I want to thank you for being. Want to thank you for being one of the nicest, just most relaxed people I've ever known. You're just. Seriously, and you make me goddamn baggy. What did you say? You said quick Wimbledon.
Oh,
set up, and you brought up something, and I said, "Oh, let's do it."
You said you're wearing in a bit voice.
Oh, yeah.
Andy Samberg, sweatpants, piece of shit, fucking slacks. Long headline. Internet. And I said, "Do you want me to?" That actually really happened to me. I went to and the Royal Box. Which obviously, like dress code, this and that is, and I didn't have any like black jeans. That's gotta.
I would wear black jeans to a funeral.
Exactly. I I was
It's just stupid. Why?
I got a burp.
Let's get a rewrite on that.
It was just like I couldn't hold it anymore. I was like, Black, you're not gonna care. Like, also,
A little hello.
in the UK,
You're a huge star in the UK.
I'm not. And so immediately, you can't wear those pants. I fucked Lauren. And they were like, no, it's fine. Some of our women.
Oh, of course.
So to a building, giant conference room with like 5 pairs of table. And they're like, yeah, it was. And I was like, jeans into the Wimbledon cat.
No, not a flat.
Khaki guy at this point, hugging in all the wrong places. But I'm like,
Yeah.
so come back out about that. Sorry. No, I'm like, yes. The Queen's box. As we sit, there's the person's hurt is canceled. Enjoy mixed double. And everyone up and leaves.
Wow.
And
Khakis for no reason. I don't like that punitive.
piece of shit.
No.
So
no.
little tiny font.
The point is, you were, but
now-
now passed. But
I was gonna.
super late. You
I was
pulled it out. So congratulations on this has been. I need to pay someone. So well.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. All right. I do have fun. Andy Samberg. God bless you. Hey there. Welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I am joined by Sona Movsesian,
Yep.
Matt Gourley, my whack pack, as it were.
Oh, man.
We should do the traffic in the morning and do a lot of sound effects.
We've done that a couple of times. Sorry.
Oh, no.
We can do it again.
No. I just hate when I'm reminded that it's too much.
Yeah.
We've had too much life.
I
That's
think
a
there's-
terrible thing to say.
I
That's
think
wrong.
that's-
I take
Too
that back.
much
I want
life.
much more.
No, you
Whoever's-
said it. You said it.
Damn it.
I noted it down.
I'm
let's call it.
I'm picturing Zeus on a cloud saying, "You said it." I throw a thunderbolt at you now.
I think the whack pack is revisitable, though.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to
That's
do
quite
it
a
again.
word,
Yeah.
revisitable. We just hit a landmark, which is yesterday. Sona had a birthday party
Yeah.
for her 2 children.
Yeah.
And they're twins, and Mikey and Charlie. And this is always a moment for me because they were born immediately after our last late night show ever on TBS. We did it at the old the theater, the Largo Theater. And I remember saying farewell on the last late night show, leaving. There was a little rap party, but it was this 28-year run, and then leaving, and I flew back east. And when I think I landed, and I think the next day or something, you called me and said that I used to call them rub and tug when they were in utero, and you said rub and tug have arrived.
Yeah.
And that is now 4 years.
It's been 4 years.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And we have a lot of family. We have a lot of people in our lives, and we have a birthday party for them every year. And the first thing Tack did is he
Tack,
found
I just want to
my husband.
Your husband, Tack, yeah.
He found a clown, and he has hired that clown every single year we've had a birthday. His name is Gilly the Clown, and he's awesome.
Okay, what makes a good party clown? Seriously.
First of all, to get the attention of all these kids and then to hold the attention is
How many
hard.
kids would you say?
Yesterday we invited their class too. I would say there were like 30,
Wow.
35 kids.
And what is it that
Kids.
Gilly does that's so great? And by the way, a shout out to Gilly the Clown.
Yeah.
Where does he, what area does he
He's
cover?
a Los Angeles clown. I think his company is called the Los Angeles Clown Company.
Mhm.
And I think, don't.
Formerly William Morris Endeavor. Sorry, guys, I had to do it.
Oh my God. I think
Sorry. Oh, that made me happy.
Tack is like kind of living vicariously through the boys, because I don't think they had clowns in the Soviet Union. So he's
they
like,
did.
I'm
They were
gonna-
just all in the Politburo. Listen, that's a very funny joke.
Is
If
it?
it were 1986,
Okay.
that would kill, around a bottle of vodka in Minsk.
Yeah.
So tell me about what Gilly does that's so great.
So he does a whole thing that's actually funny for parents and funny for the kids. He does a whole magic thing. And then at the end, he made swords for all the kids with balloons. And then they went into the bounce house and just started fighting each other with these balloon swords.
Right.
And he comes, and every year it's always something a little different. And I think we're going to just have Gilly until like the boys are 18.
I'm thinking about Tak when he was a kid in the Soviet Union having to wait in a really long line on his birthday just to get 1 second with a clown. And it was a cut rate clown.
Yeah.
The clown had a cardboard belt, some Soviet issued cardboard shoes.
Jesus.
And the clown would just bend a balloon that he had to keep remending and then reinflating, and it would pop.
Former World War II sniper.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
he's bitter now. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, I defended Stalingrad. And I'm here with these fucking kids.
Yeah. Frostbitten toes. They're black.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Ivan, just you're here for the kids. Next kid. You didn't even do anything. That we waited for 6 hours. And next kid.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Is that what it was like?
Maybe.
Yeah.
He takes a picture with Gilly every year. He loves Gilly.
I want to see a picture of Gilly.
It's the first. I'll show you.
Yeah, and then we're going to post this.
He's
Okay,
the
go to-
first.
Gilly the Clown. He's from, what is it? The Los Angeles Clown Emporium?
Oh,
The
wow.
Los-
Look at that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
Gilly.
Gilly.
That's legit. I was expecting something a little more DIY or something.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's a clown.
Okay, we can see that.
Yeah.
This guy Denver has to say, hey, by the way, I'm a clown.
He
doesn't
Look at him.
Fuck
Just
around
real
about
quick,
clownery.
Go to
He's
the YouTube
serious.
channel or at Team Coco Podcasts on Instagram to see
Yeah, and
this.
check out Gilly the Clown, and it looks like he's throwing a club at the viewer. Doesn't it?
He is.
He
Yeah.
can do it all. He can juggle.
Wow.
Yeah.
He does magic. He does it's very funny. He does balloon
Does he
animals.
do political stuff?
What? Like what?
I don't know. It'd be
Oh,
really
wait,
funny if he
does
was like,
he have other clowns under him? Like
I think he
sometimes you
does.
get like a second-rate Gilly or something.
I don't know.
Or like
We've
Gallagher
only got
too?
Hey, you know what?
Gilly.
if I hired Gilly and I didn't get Gilly, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
You got to
You know,
ask for
I
Gilly.
agree. No, he's the best. And we're probably
Oh, he does custom characters.
yeah.
Gilly will create a special character just for your party. Hey, let's hire Gilly and see if he'll do some political stuff.
Yeah, Nixon. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, political stuff from the 70s. Oh, you'll never get those tapes. Cut to kids crying. We want the Soviet clown who defended Stalingrad. Even he's better than this piece of shit.
Not Ivan. Nobody wants Ivan.
We'll have them both. It's detente.
Do something about Spiro Agnew resigning. Arr. Arr. Why did you visit China? Arr. Wah. Make it stop.
Oh man. No, but we love Gilly, and we're probably gonna we're gonna have him for as long as we have.
I think we're
birthday
getting
parties.
Gilly the Clown in here
We
someday.
should.
I'm
Yeah.
in. I think he'd be great.
I would love to get now. First of all, so your kids had a good time. That's important.
they had a really great time. They had a
Mhm.
lot of fun.
That's
It was
nice.
good. It
Did
was
they get
really
any
fun.
good presents?
We haven't opened them yet. We're
What?
using them as.
What's your problem?
We're using them as like you got to be good, or else we're not going to open
I'm
your
sorry.
presents.
I have never heard of that shit
also
before.
6 days past their birthday.
Well, they got their birthday presents yesterday.
Oh.
And then they came home and they were all jacked
Oh,
up
I
on
see.
like sugar and stuff.
on
that
rum
we were
and
like,
coke.
we were like, you gotta calm down. We're
And
gonna open
vodka.
your presents tomorrow.
Okay, so wait a minute. On your birthday, the thing that makes it special is you get all these presents and you
Yeah.
open them up.
You don't have to
That's
learn
the
lessons.
fun of it. You don't say, okay, these are your presents now. They're going into storage. They're going into a storage facility. And
You're off to boarding school.
Yeah.
We use anything we can to use as like a carrot for the boys. Like, be good, don't fight, don't
Yeah.
wrestle.
If you
don't
want
throw that
want
thing.
nutrition and food, you better be good. If you want to get a full night's sleep, you better be good.
It's hard. We're just saying, like last night we came home and we're like, you guys have to sleep and behave or else you don't get to open presents tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we mean it.
And
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah. No,
Ah!
it doesn't work. It doesn't even work a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah, no,
Oh
it
my
doesn't
God.
work at all. It
you
doesn't
don't
work
get that
at all.
antibiotic until you're good. A fever at 106. Better be good. Or no, acetylmycin for you. Jesus, I don't like this. Again, this is tax Soviet upbringing. All joy must be withheld
Yeah.
in order for you to be good. Fall into line. Big Brother is watching.
Right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sometimes it works, but it didn't work yesterday.
Of course it doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work.
Happy birthday to the boys.
Hey, happy birthday to the boys. That's the important thing. And Gilly the Clown, wherever you are, you're apparently very good at what you do.
Yeah, he is.
And I hope to meet him because he and I have something in common. We're both entertainers. And I was a clown at a birthday party once with my good friend who has since passed away, a guy that I did a lot of improv with back in the olden times, Mike Castagnola. Someone saw us perform together at a Groundling show and said, we want to hire you. And they hired us to play a birthday party.
Maybe you could team up with Gilly.
Let me tell you what happened.
What?
We didn't know what it was. They said, we want to hire you. And we said, we're in. And then it turned out it was in the park, like in Santa Monica. And it was a kid's birthday. And these were little kids. And we showed up and we bombed. We brought our guitars. We were
what were you dressed like?
I don't remember us even, we weren't dressed as clowns.
Oof. Big mistake.
Yeah, I know. That's the first mistake.
Yeah.
But I don't think we appreciated, these are little kids. I think we thought, we can improvise our way out of anything. No, these were little kids. No. We didn't know what we were doing. Mike Castagnola and I bombed. And if he were still with us on this earth, Mike would share the story of how we got nothing. And we walked away gutted.
Oh.
We walked away gutted. And
this is your origin story.
This is my origin story.
Years later, you did a late night show with an all children audience. Do you think that was to make up for this clown party?
Yeah. Possibly. It was another masochistic need to return to my old feral pain.
Yeah.
But no. So I know how hard Gilly's job is. Mm-hmm. And so I'd like to meet the man.
Yeah, he's awesome. He did not bomb. Crushed it.
Okay, well now you're just rubbing it in.
Yeah, he crushed it. Little kids,
well,
bigger kids.
Good for Gilly.
Crushed it.
Okay, let's
I bet he'd be even better at podcasting.
Oh, yeah.
What if Gilly then gets a podcast and eats our lunch, and then he's on Sirius and his channel is the next channel over and destroys us.
Just has a podcast called Gilly Doesn't Need a Friend because I have a ton of friends.
Yeah. Gilly is over to my Donahue. Just totally, no one's heard of me again afterwards. Just disappear. All right, my guest today was a cast member on Saturday Night Live and starred in the hit series Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now you can see him in the new movie The Roses and in the Comedy Central animated series Dig Man. Very excited he's here today. Andy Samberg, welcome. You're a laid-back dude.
Oh, man.
That's what I love about you.
By the way, sorry I didn't shave, fellas. I'm preparing for a role.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Lazy guy.
As lazy guy.
And then after that, I'm doing beard dude.
So I walk in to the dressing room. We'll call it the dressing room. It's not really a dressing room. I think that's a fair assessment. It's just an office. Yeah. But anyway, I walk in and you greet me and you're wearing like a nice shirt. A button-up shirt. Yeah. But down below, you've got the sloppiest sweatpants I've seen in a long time.
Wow.
And you were like, I'm sorry. This is the harshest I've ever been to anybody. And I said, hey, man, come on. Yeah. You got to dress up for, I think you called him the Cone Meister.
Yeah.
And I said, you got to, put a little effort in. You said, hey, they don't shoot from the waist down.
I did say it in that exact voice.
Yeah. You went, hey, man.
Hey, man.
And then you said, when's 420?
I said, yeah.
But you're obsessive compulsive about it. You like, let me know when it's 419.
Yeah, because I got to have my tokage ready.
Yeah.
And then when I toke, I got to have Easy Rider playing.
Yeah. I love an obsessive compulsive 420 guy. But I got to have everything. All my stuff has to be lined up. All my shit has to be lined up. And the right song has to be playing. Set the alarm for 4:18.
Oh my God. I used to do a bit about a Rasta who's like, smoke the marijuana, smoke the herb. None for me, though. My wife's pregnant. She could go into labor at any moment. But everyone else, don't be ganj. But obviously, I must refrain tonight. She could go into labor at any moment.
I've got to be responsible.
I got to be totally focused if that happens. I got to be with her. We're on this journey together.
I was thinking about this today. This is totally random, which means I'm as comfortable with this chap as I am with anyone. This incredible Andy Samberg. I was thinking about this morning on a run. Yeah, you got to get this. We got to work out to get this bod.
I exercised this morning also, so
not like me. Anywho, I hired 9 guys to attack me with hammers. That's what I did. Yeah, throughout the day. And my doctor has said this is not contributing at all to your physical
I
health.
hired 9 guys to attack you with hammers, too.
That's funny. Today, 18 guys attacked me with hammers.
Mine were for a different reason.
Oh, okay.
But guys, that's just hard math.
Yeah. I was running, and it started to occur to me that the Roxy Music song, Let's Stick Together, is the craziest rock song ever because it's one of the coolest, sexiest, Brian Ferry vocalists of all time.
Wow, that was quick.
What the hell was that? What the fuck did you just do? What did you just do? Let's call out Eduardo. Eduardo, what's going on? Maybe someone else's 420 started.
So I was getting ready to cue up the song just in case somebody here hasn't heard it before. Right. And I accidentally pressed play on the last song that I had going.
And it was Harry Belafonte.
No, it was I Quebec. It was some jazz.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Oh, nice. Okay. I like it when I come in here and you've got a little jazz club going. Always puts me in a bad mood right away.
Didn't mean to interrupt your story.
But I'm running and I'm thinking about.
I liked it.
It's rock and roll, and it reminded me of a bit I used to do for Odenkirk, which is it's a rock and roll song that is all about being responsible.
Yes.
And it cracks me up because the song is all about, we should stick together. It'll be good for the children. For tax reasons, it makes sense. To expect too much excitement in this part of our life is overreaching. Let's stick together. Yeah. And it's crazy to me. And it reminded me of this thing I used to do for Odenkirk, which was Robert Plant, singer. And he's singing about, get 8 hours of sleep. Don't cheat yourself with 6. Get your protein in many forms. And all the songs have like sick, leads and stuff like that. And it sounds very crunchy, but it's incredibly responsible. And I realized, it's Brian Ferry did that with Let's Stick Together. Hit it. You prick! Hey! Yeah. So you got this great thing going. Yeah. And then he's like, in the long run, it makes sense. I've talked to my accountant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tax breaks and whatnot.
Yeah. Let's talk about you and then more about stuff I thought about on my run today.
Okay. You run through the neighborhood? Do you go to a place?
No, I run through my neighborhood. Often screaming.
I was going to say, I imagine immediately imagine it like the beginning of the movie about your life where everyone's like, how you doing, Conan?
Hey, Conan! Hiya, pal! I do this when I see people, when I'm driving around LA and I see people jogging, I always pretend they're fleeing. It makes it really fun. I do. I always imagine.
What are they running from?
Yeah, I just imagine them running really hard, and they've been running really hard for hours from like a monster.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about you because Andy Samberg.
Oh, yeah.
I've been thinking about you today.
Is that on your run?
No. I think about important stuff on the run.
Oh, sorry.
I was thinking about you because I think you are this comedic linchpin between one era and another in comedy that's crucial. I think you were doing YouTube internet comedy before such a thing really existed.
Sure.
And I think you and your Lonely Island chums had, and I'm going to call your chums.
We're unequivocally chums.
No one's ever said chums with unequivocally. But you guys were working on this thing and perfecting it. And before there was the delivery system.
Right.
And then the delivery system comes along. You said I think you formed Lonely Island in 2001?
Yeah, 2001. We moved to LA from Berkeley where we grew up together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All grown up in Berkeley, laid back dude.
Oh, yeah.
You were a skateboarder.
Yeah, I was terrible, though. They were both pretty good skaters, though.
You were a 90s kid who was obsessed with 70s music.
Yes.
Which is really interesting to me because I was a, 80s guy who was obsessed with 60s music.
Yes.
I went back 20 years, so I was not listening to whenever people say, oh my God, you graduate high school in the early 80s and you head off to college, you must be listening to, and they come up with all these amazing early REM and all that. And I'm like, no, I wasn't listening to that. I was listening to all British Invasion stuff.
Yes.
And then I drifted before that, and I went into Sun Session Elvis and all that. But you were out of time a little bit.
I mean, I think for kids that are into music, you go back, right? I mean, you know what's going on at present, but like now kids are listening to the 90s. It's all 90s.
Yeah.
I've had a couple depressing moments with this recently. Like I have Apple Music and there's a section in it called Dad Rock.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
And it's like bands where I'm like, they just came out. I know those guys. And then I'm like, oh, right. I'm in my 40s and a dad. But it hurts. I'm like, no, they're the fucking coolest.
You got to check them out.
Oh, man. What? Dad Rock? Nah, this dad.
Summertime. I love to hang out with my pals, my bros.
Yeah,
you know me, right?
Yeah, I know you. And when I think of you, I think of bros.
A bunch of us get on our hogs, our choppers.
Yep.
We go up the coast.
Yeah.
It's prime time to gather the whole crew. And it's Miller time. That's what I call it. Since 1975, Miller Lite has been the perfect way to stock up your cooler when you're finally together again. The taste you can depend on, made with simple ingredients, not fancy stuff, no chives, no cheddar, malted barley for rich, balanced toffee note flavors and the iconic golden color. It's no wonder it's the original light beer since 1975 and still iconic 50 years later.
It's nice.
Man, I can't believe it's the 50th anniversary of Miller Lite. So many memories. I'm at the Louvre, Miller Lite, traveling around. I'm one of those little trolley car things that where you just one guy pushes up and down, and it goes on the train.
On the train tracks?
Yeah, and I've got my Miller Lite with me.
With your crew?
With my whack pack.
Yeah.
My homies. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Conan to find delivery options near you. You can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. If they don't sell Miller Lite, they're not selling beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Hey, I raised my Miller Lite to you, Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Look it up. You, Yorma, Akiva, you guys know each other from Berkeley.
Yeah.
And you put together this thing. I'm going to say 2001. You say 2001. No, fuck you. 2001. You guys start working on this comedy. And it's fascinating to me because I don't know when YouTube came along officially, but it's a huge event because I remembered immediately when the day someone came into my office. I think it was Frank Smiley, who's a producer. He came into my office, and I'm sure he produced all your segments when you came on the show over the years.
Yeah.
But he came in and he said, "It's insane. Whatever you want, just type it into this site."
Yeah.
And so you'd say, I don't know. I remember seeing a thing on Green Acres once where suddenly he's in Paris. It's like this, he's upside down and he's in Paris for no reason. And there it is. And it broke my brain.
Yeah.
But you were crafting this comedy that I believe kind of changed many things. And I'm not a scholar, so I can't say you alone did this, but you guys had a huge impact because Lazy Sunday, Dick in a Box, I'm on a Boat, the stuff that you guys were churning out, I think was the essential DNA of what everybody's been chasing. Does that feel to you fair?
I mean, it feels great to hear.
Yeah.
I've always thought of it this way, which is like I heard of YouTube the morning after Lazy Sunday aired. I didn't know that it even existed yet. And then there was this big wave of like press. Also, it was the Christmas show, so it like took it into the holidays.
Which is great because it marinates.
Yes. And everyone's like, we're all at home watching your video over the holidays over and over again. And there's no like new SNL episode to wipe it clean or whatever.
Right.
But it became this wave of press, not about us, but about the existence of YouTube and about streaming video and how it was here. It's been this thing everyone had been talking about. Like before, when we lived in LA, we were making videos. We were just like trying to get people that had bandwidth and websites to upload our stuff.
Right.
Be like, oh man, we might get like posted on heavy.com or, like stuff like that. And you like have to submit it. You send like a VHS tape in and they're like, maybe we'll upload it. And then all of a sudden it was like, here's YouTube. Anyone can do it immediately. It's easy. It's free. And here's the video that's like the crest of the wave.
Well, I think the first time I heard it's gone viral was Lazy Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure other people had heard the term, but people were telling me this thing's a monster. And I watched it and I was like, what? I don't get it. No, I and I was like, I'm going to have him on what's called a podcast someday. And I'm going to tell him I don't get it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I could always see the future very well. Couldn't see the present. Couldn't see that was really funny.
I say that to myself all the time when I watch new things. I'm like, I don't like this, but eventually I will.
In time, I'll love it. But those things were, those videos were events, and made so many of them. And that felt to me, as a person at that time, I had was doing my own show, but had written for SNL. And I remember when I was at SNL, always thinking short films are the way to go. And SNL had always done them a little bit, but I was always a little frustrated by live in some ways.
Same.
And I thought, why don't we just get it? I mean, because all my heroes were, it's Monty Python, it's all this amazing sketch comedy that has been, it's SCTV, where they've got it just right. And there was part of me that really wanted to do that. And yes, there had been short films on SNL, but when you guys started putting those out, it felt like you were doing the thing that I had been kind of daydreaming about in some weird way.
Yeah.
Why doesn't someone do that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll go back to bed.
I mean, it was also because digital video at that moment, I just think about how lucky we were on so many fronts. Like, it was right when YouTube was becoming a thing that people were talking about. It was right when digital video could be made affordable.
It was a nice, fun surprise. My old pal of over 75 years, Andy Richter, just wandered by, and we grabbed him and pulled him into the studio. Andy, how are you?
I'm good. I was here stealing chips.
Were you in the kitchen?
No, but I do actually. I have a 4-year-old, and I steal chips and put them in the console of my car. So when I pick her, and she's now,
that's brilliant.
When I pick her up, then I've got, like the pop chips or whatever to give her. And now when I don't have them, she's pissed.
Yeah.
She's pissed.
You've created the expectation. We have a nice kitchen here at the Team Coco.
A beautiful kitchen.
Beautiful kitchen. And Erica Brown keeps it stocked with these nice chips. Once a month, we have to go over the books, and they told me that we've been hemorrhaging. Hemorrhaging money, and we isolated it.
Yep.
There's been a chip loss. Mostly Air Pops chips.
Come and get me, screws.
I love that you're stealing chips. Now, do you put them under do you just do it openly, or have you ever found yourself being kind of furtive about it?
If anybody walks by, I say, I'm stealing these, and then I put them in the, I have it's like I have this console, and my car is such like a mom car. Like I have a spoon and a fork. I have a sewing kit. I have Band-Aids. I have Benadryl. And, I have all, and gum and mints and just all kinds of shit.
You're just a soccer
in my car.
mom now.
Yeah, I really am. I mean, it's like my purse. It's like mom's purse, but it's the console of my car.
Well, I'm so happy you came by because we had a chip buildup, so we needed to leech some of them off. But
I only take the ones that are not good. That a 4-year-old will be like, yeah, it's better than nothing. Like, you're fucking ain't right, it is. Things like zesty ranch pea pods and shit like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of healthy chip. I think either eat a chip or don't.
Right.
But whenever they say no, it's made of soy. It's like, barbecue soy puff shit.
I think Sun chips are like the snack industry's biggest fuck you to America. Sun chips. They're just, it's like, because they can't be good for you, but they're purportedly like, they taste cardboardy and weedy enough that you're like, well, this can't be this can't be bad for me. Right. But no, they're probably just about as bad as Lay's
But also,
chips.
sun chips makes me think they were made by the sun.
Yes, exactly.
So,
they were baked in the sun.
I'm not
so bugs landed on them.
Well, I'm glad you're here, Andy, because a gentleman has wandered into the studio. And,
yes.
We need better security here. And I'm told his name is August Lint, but I don't really know anything about him. And I thought maybe you could help me find out more about this fellow. Is it August Lint?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You got it right on the first try.
See, I was guessing because you don't see a lot of lederhosen in this neighborhood.
Also, in this weather, it's like 90
It's
today.
hot.
Yeah, but it's great because they're nice and short.
Okay. Those are
Feels good.
They're a little too short.
Yeah,
there.
a little too short.
Yeah, because I can tell your religion.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it. That's not possible.
It's not possible.
I think you must be teasing me. But yeah, these are short lederhosen.
August, are you from Bavaria? Are you from Germany? Where are you from?
These are great questions. I'm from Dusseldorf, Germany.
Okay, and what do you do, sir?
I'm a salt inspector in the Schmeideberg pretzel factory. And
You inspect salt?
Yes, I'm the junior. I'm the junior and the senior salt inspector. And what I do is the salt comes down a belt and I decide, yeah, this is good enough for a pretzel. This is not good enough for a pretzel. This is too good for a pretzel. And that's my job. I do it all day long.
What happens to the salt that's too good for a pretzel?
That goes to like a sea salt chocolate or something like that.
I see.
Something really fancy like
Now,
that.
Andy, are you familiar with Dusseldorf? Because you have German roots.
I do. I've never been to Dusseldorf. In fact, the only time I've been to Germany at all was with you.
Yeah, we did a travel show there.
Yeah, we did a travel show in Berlin. And then
one of my favorite segments of all time is us doing the Schuhplattler
speaking
dance.
Speaking of lederhosen.
It was one of the funniest. I'm not supposed to say that about something I'm involved in, but damn it.
I'll say it. It was one of the funniest things I've ever just heard about now.
Now, August, let's get attention back to you because that seems to be what you want.
Exactly.
It's
so difficult.
Is this how did you get this job as the pretzel salt inspector?
Oh, well, they had auditions. It's not a job interview. It's like a high-pressure audition. We had Hasselhoff was there. As part of the panel, of course.
Sure.
And,
oh, he was one of the judges.
Yeah, there was a panel of judges. And then it was like, let's see your salt inspecting. And because the trick of it is like, they really don't want you to judge the salt by taste because, you know what I mean? Then it's going to go on a pretzel.
Yeah.
It should not first be in your mouth.
Right. That's unsanitary.
Exactly. So you have to show that you can look at it and judge it that way.
Okay. Well, I don't know why you laughed there. That's not funny. It's just you describing your job. So, you know.
What about after the salt's been applied to the pretzel? Is there an inspection process after that? Because I can imagine that amount has to be very precise.
That's a whole different department. They don't let me get anywhere near the finished pretzel.
Why?
Because I'm not skilled enough. I don't have the skills.
To be honest with you, August, it sounds like maybe there was an incident.
Sometimes I will go over to the other side of the building where the finished pretzels are.
Yeah.
And they think I'm touching too many of them and not in the right respectful way.
Okay, well, why were you over there? Wasn't it made clear to you that you're not supposed to go to where the finished pretzels are?
Maybe there's a woman there that I can't get enough of.
Oh, really? Who is she? Tell us about what's her name?
Her name is Gertrude.
Wait a minute. Is it Gertrude or Gertrude?
It's Gertrude.
Oh my God.
And I can't get enough of just watching her.
Okay, so does she return your affections?
No, I wouldn't say that. But she has asked me in writing to stop, leave this alone.
Okay, well, that's an important thing because here in this country, and I hope globally, there's more of a movement that if women don't want your attention, they say that and you go away.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But only sometimes I will go over and just to watch her.
Okay, well, that's not good.
What is her job? What does she do? Like, what are you watching her do?
She takes, you can't believe it, but she takes a cart full of pretzels, finished pretzels, and she wheels them from that machine over to the bagging machine.
Right. So she's just wheeling pretzels.
Yeah, all day long.
But do you is she dressed in a provocative way?
She's got, it's like a hazmat suit type of thing.
Oh, well, this doesn't sound...
But you have to see the way she wears it. Nobody wears a hazmat suit like Gertrude.
Okay.
I want to know why they don't just have a belt.
Yeah.
A conveyor belt that takes the pretzels
why does
the package.
Why
that's a standard thing in most factories.
Yeah, why does Gertrude have to take this pretzel over to where it's bagged? You'd think there'd be a machine. Are you okay, August?
I'm fine. Yeah, no, it's the nepotism.
Okay. So you think Gertrude's related to someone at the factory?
Oh, yeah. Her name is Gertrude Schmeiderberg. She's part of the Schmeiderberg family.
She's one of the Schmeiderbergs. I hate that. So let me just ask you something, and this is very important to me. What do you think of these American pretzels? When you come to our shores and you taste our pretzels, that you buy at a supermarket, what do you think?
I don't want to be like, pedantic or something like that, but there's literally no pretzels in the United States. Do you know what I mean? Like, those are not pretzels.
We have pretzels
they're not.
here.
Sure they are.
What are you talking about?
That's not a pretzel.
My wife will buy a bag of pretzels and we'll eat them up.
You
Yum,
call
yum, yum.
them that, but it doesn't qualify as a pretzel because it's not made in the right way. I have toured your pretzel factories. There are no dedicated salt inspectors. There is nobody to wheel the pretzels to the bagging area. They are not made to the standards of a high-quality German pretzel.
Okay, I think you're... I'm sorry. I think you're being a little bit of a snob here.
A little bit. I'm trying to be 100% of a snob in favor of pretzels, man.
Hey, don't get all hippie on me.
Yeah, wow.
What is that, man?
Are they hard pretzels or soft pretzels that you guys make?
Well, they start out, Andy, soft, and then you cook them and they become hard.
Okay.
That's how the process works.
I just can't believe that there's that big of a difference between, say, like a Snyder's Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah. Oh, for crying
pretzel,
out loud.
and then a Schneider or
Schmeiderberg.
Schmeiderberg, whatever.
You can't believe there's that big of a difference?
I can't.
Yeah, I mean, a grain of salt's a grain of salt.
Oh, my God.
All right.
What are you talking about?
All right, I'm sorry.
You have to consider the size and the shape and the opacity. And
do you
Is
wear
it like a diamond?
Yeah. I mean, here's my question. Do you use any kind of small tool like a tweezer?
Of course, I have tweezers of various different sizes to pick up and inspect the salt, and I got one of them things that a jeweler wears too on my glasses.
A jeweler's loop.
A loop, yeah.
We don't call it that in Germany.
What do you call it?
There's no word for it. We just call it that thing that a jeweler puts on his glasses.
Wow. Okay.
That's convenient for you right now.
It sure is, yeah. Sometimes
Good
it's just
for
no
you.
word.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That's
It's a limiting language.
Yeah, really.
We don't put a piece of salt on a pretzel unless it's like a 14-carat piece of salt.
You know what? I
cut
just
clarity and carrot.
August, I don't mean to offend you, but I just always assumed that there was a machine that just spat a whole bunch of salt onto a pretzel.
Oh, you don't mean to offend me?
I'm sorry.
That's the way I think it's done in your stupid country, in your Pennsylvania Dutch place. But at Schmeiderberg Pretzels, a man does the spitting out of the salt.
Okay.
With precision and care and training for years. And Hasselhoff approved.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to have to wrap it up with you, August. I want to say this. I always admire people, and I think you'll agree, Andy, people that are dedicated to what they do and take it seriously.
Absolutely. Even as silly as it is, it's important.
Yeah,
sometimes people have silly jobs.
Yeah,
No, I mean, it's silly, and I don't know. It feels like what you're doing is probably not making a difference, and would be easily replaced by a hose or something. But at the same time,
can I just tell you?
Yeah.
I know you're trying to wrap it up, but they did try to replace me with a hose, and it didn't go good.
Didn't go good?
No.
How bad? How not good did it go?
It was a disaster.
Well, what happened?
There was salt all over the place. You can't put salt through a hose.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. Were you there when it went wrong so that you could...
No! I had been fired.
Okay.
And I was at the bottom of a bottle. And then I got a phone call telling me the hose was a bust. Please come back.
Okay. And did you have kind of an attitude when you came back?
Of course I did, and I have to this day.
Yeah. Like, I hope your hose,
Yeah. All the time I'll say, well, okay, you can always ask that hose again. Stuff like that.
You know, a hose doesn't go stare at Gertrude either.
Yeah, that's true.
It's Gertrude.
Gertrude, I'm sorry.
Gertrude, my friend.
All right, well, August, I know that, and I say this with great sarcasm, that you're a busy man.
Well, I've only got 7 months vacation this year.
Oh, Europe, they know how to do it.
Socialism.
Thank you, August. And Andy, we got to do more of this. This is a real treat.
Sure, thank you.
Great.
I saw that you guys were having fun in here, and I wasn't.
Well, you were busy stealing.
That's right.
While you were shouting, I'm stealing this.
I was. Wrong. Oh, wow, they're having no recording in there.
All right, bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye. Okay, true story. The other day, I walk into our wonderful offices here in Larchmont, Los Angeles, and I stroll in, and I hear that our talent coordinator, Maddie Ogden, is chatting away. She's terrific, by the way.
She
is great. She has this amazing sense of style. She's very funny.
Funny comic in her own right.
She's a very funny stand-up comedian, and she also greets all the guests. When they come in, she makes them feel right at home. She puts these baskets of food. I encourage you, if you haven't been a guest on the show, be a guest just to meet Maddie and get the snacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those
And
are good
you do
snacks.
not have to be famous. Trust me, that's the new culture. Anyway, Maddie was talking, and she apparently had some dental surgery, and sort of they excavate the tooth a little bit. And then if you clean it out too much, you get something called dry socket.
Ooh.
That's
Oh.
where literally some of the nerves, and I know this is going to freak some people out, but some of the nerves in the jaw get exposed, and it's temporary. It goes away. But what you have to do is you have to put a little bit of a medication in there that numbs the pain.
Okay.
So you have to literally drop this medication down into this little hole in your tooth, and it numbs the pain, and then you're fine, okay?
Okay.
This brought back a memory, a repressed memory that I have,
Okay.
okay? And it's a story about what an amazing man Andy Richter is. Here's how it goes. A number of years ago when I'm doing the late night show, back in the old days in New York in Rockefeller Center, I had to have this work done on my tooth, and they said, we're going to finish this up later, but you should be fine. You're going to have some pain. So here's what you do. Get someone on your staff here's a little vial of liquid anesthetic. Get someone on your staff to take these little balls of cotton, tiny, and dip them, soak them in this liquid anesthetic, and then reach back with tweezers. And here are the tweezers, we're giving them to you, and drop them into this part of your tooth. So I go thinking,
How big is the hole?
it's like a little hole in your tooth, not that big.
In the tooth.
Yeah. So I'm getting to it. So I think, oh, this will be easy. And so I get to work, and I think, wait a minute, who do I ask to do this? And I'm kind of looking around. I'm thinking, you can't ask an intern, and I'm not going to ask my assistant. This is just weird. I don't know who to ask. What am I going to do? Maybe I could yell at a writer. No, these writers, they all have, they're all addicts and stuff. Their hands shake. That's not going to work. So, I'm telling the problem to somebody, and I'm saying, it's starting to hurt now. And Andy Richter, God bless his soul, my on-air sidekick says, I'll do it. What's the big deal? So anyway, for about 2 weeks before the show, he's dressed up, he's in makeup, I'm dressed up, I'm in makeup, the band's playing, but I don't know why they did that song. And I'm in my dressing room, and Andy would come in and go like, it's, 4:30, time to go. And he would take out the stuff, and he would, like an expert, he would dip the little cotton ball in there, and then it'd go open wide, and I'd open wide, and I don't know why he's Roseanne.
Yeah.
And then he'd reach way back there, and like with the skill of an eye surgeon, he would drop this little pellet into the hole. This was pretty small, and it would go down and land perfectly. And he'd go, all right, let's go do the show.
Oh my
And you're like, did Regis ever do this for Kathy Lee?
Oh.
Did Ed McMahon ever do this for Johnny Carson?
That's special.
This is special.
That's nice.
And I just thought, it just gave me this reminder that, like, I think I blocked all of that out. Whether you're on a cross-country drive or on your daily commute, time in the car is perfect for listening to podcasts like, I don't know, this one.
T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than anyone. Their network helps keep you connected to all your favorite podcasts when you're out and about. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, I like to road trip sometimes.
I do too, and I have T-Mobile, and I can honestly say there's coverage.
That's important. Like, there have been times in my life where I'm out on the road, driving around, and especially on those family trips. You're out in the desert. You want to make sure you have that coverage.
Yeah, what if you get, like, your car breaks down and you're just there?
Sitting there like a chump?
Yeah.
With no coverage?
Yeah.
Not this guy. I've got T-Mobile, got 5G. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/CY. That's SEEWHY.
What'd you do for Andy?
I remember trying to push a $5 bill into his hand when it was all over. And he wasn't.
5?
Yeah.
You could have gotten him a nice gift.
I said, hey, buddy, go out in the town tonight. It's on me. And it was a $5 bill.
5 in New York City?
I know.
That doesn't do anything.
I don't know. I was a child of the Depression, so I thought he can. No, I mean, I was very depressed as a child.
Oh, right.
But I thought he could go out on the town. My mother used to do that when she would send us to the store. There's like 6 kids, and she'd give us, a quarter and say, well, if you get sodas. And tell Franklin Roosevelt I said hi. But we used to go like, Mom, we can't all get Cokes for a quarter. Well, I think you can. But anyway, I had this sense, because Maddie brought it up, I thought, that's unusual. That's the kind of, I was lucky to have a real friend like Andy.
Return the favor to her and put her little pellets in her mouth.
No, I think in today's climate, that would be
weird.
creepy. Yeah.
You did officiate his wedding recently, so that's nice.
No, and to be honest, I didn't press a $5 bill into his hand.
I know, no one believes
you. It was
you.
$7.
Oh, that's more believable.
Crinkly, old, fucked up ones, most of which were taped together.
Oh.
But anyway, this is a memory of something that I remember very clearly. And also, what an unusual, we had a TV show that was on a network, and it's kind of a big deal. And we have this big studio and big guests, and no one would ever believe that if I told them that it's literally minutes before we go out there and do this show. And Andy's saying, Conan, have a seat. You're right, Andy. It's time. Open your mouth. Dip, 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 splorch, splorch. Bombs away.
I'm surprised you guys actually didn't do this on the show. Like,
I know we should have done it on the show, but
no, I think it's okay.
I will say this: whenever that stuff used to wear off, man, that would you'd feel that.
Yeah,
that would feel that. So
get it.
But anyway, Andy Richter, a great man and an incredible dental technician.
Oh, he's not.
Well, I think he's actually being schooled right now. He learned. He said, "Oh, this is fantastic."
You inspired him.
He's one of the best in Beverly Hills. It's a side hustle for him. He makes millions of dollars a year, and that's all he does is drop little anesthetics down tiny holes. I wish I hadn't said tiny holes.
I know,
but it happened.
Hi, my name is Dion Cole, and I feel amazing about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
Well, I'm glad you say that.
Yeah,
because we've known each other, I think it's been 50 years since I first met you.
I think I was 3, yes. I was 3 when we met, and they were like, what are you doing with that white stranger?
They said, why are you hanging around that white lady?
Who's that white lady you're hanging with?
Dion? Stay close, Dion! I don't want you wandering away! I am so happy you're here. You always make me really happy. From the first day I saw you do stand-up years and years and years ago, and then you became a writer on our show, but you always make me really happy. You've just got that thing. And then I watched your special, and it's hilarious.
Thank you,
and
man.
I want to talk about, I don't want to give your jokes away because people have to watch the special. It just made me so happy to see you do your thing.
Man,
because you are so fucking funny.
Man, thank you,
and it's just a joy. And I also want you to hook me up with those leather pants you're wearing. You know I have one pair of leather pants, and you know who gave it to me? Probably around the time. Well, no, it would have been before you and I met each other. Andy Richter.
Really?
gifted me a pair of like really nice leather pants once on my birthday, and I put them on once, and my wife said, "You can never."
Wait, why did Andy give you leather pants?
I don't know. I think he just. I think he just thought. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Because
If
he
Conan
wasn't
wears-
wearing them anymore.
Yeah. Andy had quit his job at the club, and he wasn't wearing them anymore. Of course, you look amazing.
But look, you know
why can't I wear leather pants?
You know why a lot of black comics wear leather pants?
Why?
Do you not? When they do comedy specials, it's like a homage to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that's true.
Anytime you see a comic in leather, it's to Eddie Murphy. So yeah, that's why we wear them.
The show that you did with me, the tour way back in 2010, there was a part of the tour where we thought it'd be really funny if I wore an exact replica
You did.
of Eddie Murphy's suit. And I don't know which one it was.
It was raw.
It was raw.
I remember that.
And it was this leather bodysuit. And I would come out.
suit.
Suit. And I would come out. We made an exact replica. And I would come out wearing this thing. And I remember one of the things about the tour is I burned about 35,000 calories a night on the tour. And I was insane and I never slept. At the end, you can see it. It was skin tight when we got it. And at the end, it's hanging off my ass. I look like a snake that's halfway through shedding its skin.
Oh, God.
But we thought it'd be really funny if I dressed like that and came out.
You look like Mystique from X-Men.
Mid-transition.
Mid-transition. That's
It
what
was
he looked like.
it was a mistake. Let's just put it that way. It was a mistake. How have you been? How's life?
Oh, it's been amazing, man. I can't complain. You know, just, doing what I do and staying out of everybody's way, man. And just, man.
You know what I like? I'm
happy,
just going to say
man.
there's a part in the special because your special is hilariously funny and you start a joke and then you stop. You go like, no, that could get me in trouble. I'm not going to do that. And you say, I don't want him to cancel my Old Spice contract. That's like, oh, okay. I love your thought process. I like that you're taking care of business. You got to take care of business. You cannot fuck with Old Spice.
I did not want to say the joke, man, because I was like, no, I'm going to get canceled for this one. So I was like, I'm not going to tell them. But I had it written down.
I bet there's an Old Spice guy in a suit that follows you everywhere. And he's just waiting, right? And all he has to do is he has to push one pre-programmed button on his phone, and you're done.
All
right?
I do is look that way. He just does this all the time. He does this.
He's here right now.
He's in the lobby right now.
Is it Terry Crews? Is he following you around?
It's Terry Crews. I did not want to say it, but it's Terry Crews.
Shit!
Terry Crews follows me everywhere.
Following you around.
That's hilarious.
You have evolved as a comic. Not that you needed to, because you were always super funny, but I was so impressed with the way you walk out in front of an audience and you don't come out. There's nothing needy about you. You come out and you look at the crowd and you say, okay, let's just get started.
Yeah.
And then you proceed to be hilariously funny. And I'm watching you and you barely move. I mean, I'm contrasting you with someone else I know, say, me, who's everywhere trying to connect to everyone and make sure everybody's happy. And you are this matador that's just like standing there.
Yeah, man.
And I think you have very funny material and great observations, but your face, you do so much with your face that it is so funny because you can look very fierce. You can be very, very, I don't want to say like alpha serious, deadly serious, and then you can switch to complete goofball for 5 seconds if it's necessary.
Yeah,
but it's really fun to watch.
Absolutely, man. It's just, I never really even noticed that until other people were saying that. They were like, you don't move. And I went, because I used to move back and forth, and then I just found this groove where I was like, if I just stand here and just try to control the room from this one point. Maybe it'll feel different, maybe it'll connect different with people, you know, and I learned that silence is just as good as like laughter. And so I look for that. You know, and I can't say, man, and I just had a conversation about you maybe about a month ago, but I was just
with the police.
Yeah.
Yes, officer, he's a terrible man.
And this is why I think this way. Do you know Conan?
Yeah.
This is why I stole these things.
6'4", lady.
Yes. He told me the world is mine, and I decided to take everything that I saw. No, but like a month ago, I was having and even just recently, we were talking. Somebody was talking about Adam Sandler's new special, right? And they were just talking about, like, people would talk about how they hated it, and then to me, I was like, it's classic Adam Sandler. Like, like if you love Adam, you're gonna love his stuff or whatever, you know. And I said, you know what? I said with the stuff that was breaking in there and falling apart, I instantly was like, man, I wonder was that like a homage to Conan. I just honestly did. I said, I think he's doing that because he's paying homage to Conan. Because Conan, that's Conan 101. And his special, I saw it.
I honestly don't know what Conan 101 is.
Conan 101.
Conan is a mystery to me.
Conan 101 to me is when writing, you write a bit and then you destroy the bit. And destroying the bit is just as funny as writing a bit. And that's what he did. You know what I mean? He was like breaking down, and I said, man, this is great if this is a homage to Conan. It has to be.
Right.
Did he ever say that?
No, I want my money now. Because that guy's got a lot of money, and he lives like 2 streets over from me. I know where he lives.
He's a great guy.
He's an amazing guy.
He's an amazing guy.
When I graduated college in '85, I desperately wanted to do improv. And the only place I thought you could do improv in the United States was in Chicago.
Second City Improv Olympic.
All I knew about was Second City. So I wrote a letter to Second City.
I did that too.
And it was like, dear sirs, you know, or madam, you know, it was just like, I wish to do this improv. You know, my name is Conan O'Brien. I just completed my comedic studies at the Lampoon. And I think I'm now, and I've done some performing. I would like to join you. And of course, that's not how you do it. And
apparently not.
I just got a form letter back saying, go away. And, but also I couldn't go to Chicago because I got a gig in LA. So I went to LA and, eventually found, didn't take too long, but I found improv there, which was the Groundlings Theater. But years later, the Upright Citizens Brigade, I guess, started in Chicago, UCB.
Yeah.
And then came to New York, and all these brilliant people suddenly, and we were the benefactors. When I say we, I mean the people that worked with me on the late night show. We were the benefactors because all these incredible performers showed up who had amazing chops. And I actually kind of preferred their style of improv. I thought it was really pure and great. And I know that you were part of that whole
can
situation.
I just say, my letter to Second City was so embarrassing because I had just graduated from college, and I had read in Wired, the book about John Belushi, that he did an impression of Mayor Daley that was so popular that the audience would chant, Daley, Daley. And so I made some mention in my letter to, perhaps one day the audience will be chanting that again.
Oh, that's sweet.
And so you immediately got a job based on that quip.
But I did get it. My form letter said, well, we have our annual audition coming up. You can come up here. And I somehow interpreted that as like a personal invitation to come up and audition. All the indications were there that it was not.
Yeah.
But I did. I scheduled an audition, and I had no idea what was like everybody else auditioning had been through the classes and had auditioned before and was steeped in this world. And I just showed up like, I'm here to get a job.
Yeah.
Did not go well.
You had a suitcase with lots of stickers. St. Louis.
Yeah, exactly. But no, they suggested that I should take classes. But I was living in New York, and I stayed in New York. And then, it felt like Chicago came to me in 1996.
UCB showed up.
Yeah.
And what an amazing group of people. And we were fortunate, I've mentioned this before, but Amy Poehler was with UCB, and so we cast her as Andy's little sister.
Yeah.
Who had a crush on me, and she has like a big retainer, headgear.
I was in a bit of one of those bits as her boyfriend.
That's right. So tell me how that worked, because her thing was always that she was pining for me, and she would stand up and interrupt the show, and then Andy would always have to break it to her that this isn't appropriate or something, and she would suddenly turn and God, I mean, I remember Amy Poehler could take, we thought gave her good scripts, and she could take whatever we gave her. Let's say we gave her a solid B or B+ script. She would turn it into an A++++++.
Yeah.
But she would turn and she would summon the devils from the deepest bowels of hell to rain down upon us.
Well, the amazing thing about those bits too is when you do a Conan bit in those days, if you were on the stage, you could have cue cards, but if you were an audience plant, there weren't cue cards because they didn't want the studio audience to get ahead and read with you. So you had to memorize it, which is unreasonable. But so Amy had those speeches completely memorized and committed to them like 110%. And that was very like instructive and inspiring to me to watch that, because I had comparatively very little to say, but the incredible things that she was doing. But so that bit was like, she brought along her boyfriend to try to make you jealous, basically.
Yes, that's right.
And then when it didn't work, she just, throws me under the bus completely and goes into her angry tirade.
Well, so we also benefited by having you, and then you, I think you did on my last late night show, which is 3 years ago today. I don't know when this airs.
Really?
Actually, this isn't never going to air.
Oh, wow.
No, this is just, you got a very bad diagnosis.
This is to cheer me up? This is like a Make-A-Wish thing?
Yeah, and even you're not aware that you're ill. But
that would be a better way to do it.
Yeah, no, your wife just asked, So anyway, you came on and you did something, I think on the last show.
Yeah.
And I remember just stopping you. I wouldn't let you leave. I was like, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, Andy Daly, is the funniest person walking the earth. And
yes, I was as uncomfortable then as I am now.
I don't really mean it.
I say it. That helps. That's helpful.
Yeah. I say that to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, we just had J-Lo here. I said, you are the funniest person to ever walk the earth. She just glared at me angrily. So you do improv. And somewhere along the line, you got this conviction, because when I listen to your monologues and you tell these stories, you did another one as a leprechaun. Did you do one as a leprechaun?
Well, it's an Irish storyteller who tells stories about leprechauns.
He tells stories about leprechauns, and God, it's so dark, but you just go into it with such full commitment, and you never wink, you never break, and it's just a testament to your just conviction that this is what I'm doing, and it is 100% right.
Yeah.
And anyone who disagrees can leave, which is, I don't know, I love that. I think that's the way you have to go. And
yeah, I always felt annoyed when the host of the show after I left would go, Andy Daly, ladies and gentlemen. I was like, no, leave them thinking it's Paddy O'Hurley.
So what was the gag with Paddy O'Hurley? Because I remember it was really funny. He's an Irish storyteller who talks about leprechauns.
Yes.
But he gets sidetracked, doesn't he?
I've changed it, but I think the one on the album is that he's won a Blarney contest. So this is like, whoever can tell the most fantastical stories about leprechauns and harpies and whatever wins the Blarney contest. And he's a wonderful storyteller. And so he tells the audience what his story... It's something like, I showed up for Christmas lunch and I was full and I couldn't eat a bite. And somebody said, Paddy, why are you showing up for Christmas lunch and you can't eat a bite? And I told it, and then he weaves a whole story about leprechauns and whatever. And then he says, now, but what really happened was, and then he tells what really happened, which is like, well, there was I'm a landlord, and this woman didn't pay her rent for the longest time. And I says to her, you got to pay the fucking rent. And she says, no, I don't have it. And I says, well, you know what I'll do then? I'm going to kill your cat and put it in a stew and eat that right in front of you. And that's what I did. I ate her cat.
And then I remember him going like, he does a transitional thing where he goes like, so, I don't know what it is, like the equivalent of so anyway. I forget what it was, but it was really funny.
Yeah.
I go, well.
Right. Every story begins, well, it seems one day.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Really hilarious. How do people get how can you hear all those monologues? Are they available?
Well, they're
someplace?
all collected on an album called 9 Sweaters, and that I think is on your streaming things.
Yep.
Like you can find it on your Spotify.
If you really want to laugh, these are such great monologues. They're so funny. 9
Thank you.
Sweaters.
Yeah.
Find that. I'm going to re-listen to it because I think about them every now and then. I realize that I got it. No, I don't have it right. I have to listen to them again.
I'd like you to memorize them.
I'm going to memorize them. Yeah.
Mhm.
After,
So
because you guys had to memorize stuff for me all those years.
Yeah, exactly.
I had cue cards.
Yeah, right. You never ventured into the audience.
Those awful people. I'm not going to go in there. Every now and then people would say, Conan, why don't you drift into the audience and talk to them?
The filthy weirdos who come to this show.
Who would come to this show if they didn't have to? They're just here for free sandwiches, I suppose. How long have you and Matt Gourley been working together?
We started doing a podcast together in 2014. That was the Andy Daly
and then
podcast.
you came on Super Ego. That would have been like 2011.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
That's when I first met you.
So however many years that is between then and
13
now.
years.
Could be.
Jesus.
So intimidated by math.
Yeah.
2014, whatever that could be. I guess we'll never know. Well, I don't know. It's 2024 now, so I think it's a pretty round number.
Good luck.
Well, good luck to you. Good luck
Never
with that
been
one.
done.
Get me some paper.
There's not a man alive who can calculate the distance between 2014 and 2024.
Many have tried and gone mad.
Gone quite insane.
Wasn't there some puzzle at like CIA headquarters or something like that you would sit and you would try to solve this puzzle, and then it turned out to have been printed wrong? There was no solution.
Really?
I believe so.
Because Dan Brown wrote a book about that after
he
the
did?
Da Vinci Code. Yeah.
All right. All of my information is from Dan Brown books.
So you're not widely read, but you're very deeply read.
Yes, narrowly
If
read.
Dan Brown wrote it, you know all about
I know
it.
all about it. Yes. Opus Dei. Oh, yeah. I don't know. You know what that is.
Well, because I'm Catholic?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how were you raised? In what religious state?
Yes, same. Catholic.
Were you raised Catholic?
Yeah, but we were allowed to stop after First Communion.
Allowed to stop.
What age are you at?
And you can stop now.
8. When you're 8.
And so right then you said, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, you can keep going to the confirmation thing, which is like at that point 6 years away, or you can stop. And I said, that stopping sounds great. Let me stop being a Catholic at the age of 8.
Have you been tempted by another religion?
No, not at all.
Oh, come on.
What? You want to sell me on one?
Yeah, sure.
I guess.
I think you'd be a Buddhist.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What does that entail?
Just you're very calm.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, centered.
Mm-hmm.
Rub your belly a lot.
That's not it.
No, it's not it. What is
no
it?
belly. You don't rub your
No, you
belly.
rub the Buddha's belly.
You rub the. I think. Well, you don't know anything about Buddhism.
When I see people with a big belly, I always just reach over and rub it.
No, you can't do that.
For good luck. That's going to be the next Me Too. Because
Oh.
it's going to be that if I see someone with a big old belly, I'm talking about a fella with a big old belly, I always lean over and I give it a little rub. And I go, I'm just going to give you you got a big old belly, I'm going to give it a little rub-a-dub-dub.
They love it, right?
No, they always get very angry.
Oh, interesting.
They say- and I say, hey, Chubs, take it down a notch. I don't know why they get so mad.
Strange.
It's not a good idea.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
There's probably some questions you want to ask me. I'm one of your heroes.
Wait, I don't recall him saying that.
What?
I don't recall him
I didn't get
saying
that
that.
impression at all.
Yeah, I never
I
heard
was
that.
really bummed out because I was looking at your comedy heroes here.
Oh.
John Belushi, Steve Martin, George Carlin, Martin Short, period.
What? No, there's so many more than that. It's Conan O'Brien, for instance, would be on there.
You fucked up big time.
Yeah, no,
coming in
it shouldn't have
here.
been a period there.
You were watching me as a child when I was on in the 50s and 60s.
Sure I was. Yes. No.
How old would you have been in 1993 when I come on the scene?
22 years old. Yes,
Okay.
I can well remember sitting around with friends and watching your show. We were that excited about a new host at 12:35, and gathered around to watch it.
Did you say to yourself, I'm going to one day be his good friend?
I didn't. I would never would have dreamed of it. No, but I do remember watching that first show with John Goodman and Tony Randall, and saying that this show cannot be this good a second time. Like I really was like, it can't be. We had a good. No. I was serious. I was like, that is so above and beyond what a late night comedy talk show wants to try to be. Like
we were swinging,
unsustainable.
We were swinging for the fences on the first one, and actually the first couple, and then we started to realize, oh wait, we have to do thousands of these.
I know,
but we can't have like a.
But the idea of doing scripted sketches, scripted bits in the context of like people weren't really doing that quite to have somebody come in like John Glazer and all those hilarious people. And
one of them was your roommate, Andy Blitz.
Yeah, Andy Blitz.
Andy Blitz used to be the Channing guy in the audience. He had a couple of characters. And
I don't remember. I don't think he was there from the very beginning.
He was not there from the beginning.
Right.
No.
Yeah, Andy Blitz and I went to high school together and have been friends ever since. We did comedy together in high school. And then he wrote for you for many years.
Many years.
Yes.
And he hasn't changed at all. Every time I see Andy Blitz, he hasn't changed the way he dresses. He still dresses like a 22-year-old comedy writer, even though by my calculations now he's 81.
Again, that math, it's just about impossible to do. Can't be done.
Math is a Bermuda Triangle. They'll never figure out how to add or subtract, really.
Yeah, no way. Yeah, but I watched your show every single night until I was on it, and then I saw like, oh, once you get this close to it, it's not that great.
Yeah. Also, you met the true monster. You saw Conan O'Brien, the real Conan O'Brien. I was like, listen, Daly, you're gonna come through today, or you're a dead man. See?
No, it's so
some good
strange.
times.
I'm sure you've had this. It's like a show that you've seen on television so many times, and then you're actually in it. You're there. It's really, really weird. It's bizarre. Like the space doesn't seem at all like it seems on television.
Yeah, that's kind of the magic of that studio, which I inherited from David Letterman. He did his show from, I want to say, 82 to 93 there, and we did ours 93 to 2009. And it's a small studio.
It really is.
It was meant to be a little radio studio. And when Robert Smigel and I first saw it, we thought, well, no, this isn't big enough. It's got to be bigger. And we've got to figure out ways and then you realize, no, everything you need to do must be done in this space. And limitations. It's what I always go back to. Limitations are your friend. Any kind of limit. People that think, no, bigger. It's got to, we need an opera house. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You just need the space that you were assigned. And if it feels like it's too small, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, the weird thing is that when you cut from one camera to the other camera, the distance between those two things you're seeing could be anything to the viewer. You know what I mean?
Right.
They don't know how far away the stage is from the desk. Turns out they're not far at all.
So you're saying people that watch TV are stupid. Is that what you're saying?
So dumb.
Wow. You're a very judgmental guy.
Absolutely. Propelled by hatred.
I know you guys work together. You and Mr. Matt Gourley work together on many projects. You guys do what is it, Bananas for Bonanza?
That's right, yeah.
Which is basically, and you get to play a character you played on my show several times, Dalton Wilcox.
Yes.
Who's kind of a poet of the West.
Yeah, well, he's the poet laureate of the West, as a matter of fact. The cowboy poet. And is a big fan of Bonanza. And yeah, it's a rewatch. It's like a rewatch show of Bonanza.
Yeah.
Except that I, Andy Daly, have no particular interest in Bonanza.
Right.
But the character of Dalton Wilcox really does. So I'm in this bizarre position in life where now I do a podcast about Bonanza because a character I play would. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah. So now we are watching every episode
You guys
of Bonanza.
watch
and
every
there
episode.
are 431 episodes of Bonanza.
There's only 431, unfortunately.
I know, it's too bad. And we've only got 300 some left.
Yeah, we're about to do number 61, so we're racing through them.
Dark days.
So a couple of questions. Has Adam left the show yet?
No.
Oh, no.
Purnell Roberts, he's still in the show.
Oh, he's still in. He doesn't leave till after season 5.
We did skip ahead to one episode where Haas has a run-in with a bunch of leprechauns.
That's true. We
Yeah.
did.
You know what's so funny? I know a lot about the show Bonanza because my brother Neil, who is a TV aficionado, especially of the 50s, 60s, and early 70s, his go-to is Bonanza. He's watched them all.
Wow.
He's watched many of them several times. Wow. And as a result, because, you know, he's my brother, I love my brother, I go hang with him, and I end up watching Bonanza too. The tone shift on that show from episode to episode is insane.
We have a theory about that for a long time, they were just collecting unaired pilots and tailoring them to Bonanza because often a lot of the characters aren't even in it. They'll just be two brothers and a father.
Well, you know, what's so funny though, is like you'll watch an episode and it's really dark. It's like, you know, an old Confederate general who won't accept that the Civil War is over comes to town, and he captures, Little Joe and whips him and keeps him in a cave and is going to kill him. And the other family members get him out just in time, and it's harrowing. And they end up beating the guy to death who was trying to whip Little Joe. And it ends and you're like, oh my God, that was rough. And then my brother Neil would say, like, let's watch the next one. And I'd be like, all right. And it's like Little Joe and Haas, they buy a donkey. And they buy a donkey because they think the donkey has, can race and can be in a race. And their dad's like, you bought a donkey. And there's comic things like, boo,
oh, the music throughout one of those comical episodes.
And then they'll cut to the donkey and womp, 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 womp. And it's all very silly. And you're like, oh my God, okay. And then you watch the next one. Adam's been kidnapped. They're cutting him with knives and sending pieces of him to the Bonanza family and telling them, you're not going to see him again. And it's just like, in the end, they find the guy who's cutting off pieces of Adam and they beat him to death. And then the next episode, then the next
I got
episode's
some
like,
chickens, Paul.
What have you two idiots done now? Paul, we bought an ostrich that can read minds. Cuckoo. I got to be on this podcast.
Oh, you should.
You absolutely must.
I definitely want to be on it. It's I'm obsessed with Bonanza.
Strangely enough, Robert Altman directed 8 or 9 episodes of Bonanza, and so Patton Oswalt has been our guest for every one of those.
His choice. That was
his choice. He said, "I'd like to come on and discuss every Robert Altman directed episode of Bonanza."
You should tell them about our quest to buy a Bonanza steakhouse.
Oh, yeah. Well, so there are no Bonanza or Ponderosa steakhouses
anymore.
No, but there are none west of like Missouri or something like that. And there's only a few in the Northeast.
But there's a bunch internationally, strangely, like in Dubai. Or
and what's really weird is there are 4 on Staten Island, and it's each corner of an intersection.
They had a hard time in COVID, to be fair, because it's mostly salad bar, and nobody was in the mood for that.
Yeah.
Sneeze guard didn't
and
seem
old
like
people,
enough,
and mostly
old people.
Yeah.
But so we decided we were going to try to open one, and we called the guy at Fat Brands, which is like the fast food consortium that owns both of those brands, and we were completely rejected. Well, we called him in character.
We did call him in character, and we
okay. I sense a problem here. You called in, so do the phone call.
Just like, hello, is this fellow from Fat Brands?
Yes,
My name's Dalton Wilcox.
Who?
But Dalton Wilcox. I'm the poet laureate of the West, and I'm a true American cowboy. Of the West.
I don't want to do this, sir.
Well, hang on just a second before you hang up. I just want to talk to you about opening the Ponderosa Bonanza Steakhouse. We got an abandoned Pier 1 import.
No, sir.
And we're in there anyway most days.
Sir. No, please, sir.
Now we'd keep the bead curtains. I love that. I love that.
He didn't fall for it for 1 second.
No,
it is
not
true.
even.
Like right from the very beginning of the call, he was like, well, you're clearly media, and let me refer you to our media person.
He said, you're clearly doing an improv-based character. My guess is you've had Second City, but I'm going to say UCB training. This is probably for an audio medium, probably a podcast. You also probably work as an actor on the side. Yeah, I'm not interested.
We also, I think we stupidly asked him if he would consent to being recorded or something like that.
Yeah.
So right from that point, he was like, no.
But we did use the transcript and had a voice reenactor replay it on the podcast. So you can listen on the Patreon, I believe, right?
Yes, but that implies that we did record him even after he said no.
Oh, no, we did.
Which
we just did it by
did
memory.
not do.
We did it by
typed
memory.
up the
Legally,
from memory.
we did it by memory.
Good save, says the lawyer. You have a dream to open up a business called not a problem.
I'm so glad you mentioned this.
And
thank you.
And it's KNOT a problem,
Exactly.
not a problem. Tell us about this store.
One thing I really enjoy doing around the house is untangling things. Headphones, marionette strings.
Which do you have more of? Headphones or marionettes?
It's mostly marionette
And you know what?
strings.
When you're working your marionette and you're using your headphones at the same time,
Oh, boy.
it's a fucking mess.
Forget it.
And if the
It's worst.
marionette has headphones, don't even get me started.
Yeah, sometimes members of my family will wash clothes and they won't realize that they've got multiple pairs of headphones and marionettes in their pockets. And so when that comes out of the dryer, that's my day.
To keep you on track, the business you want to open is called
Oh, I'm fully on track.
Not a Problem.
I'm entirely
No, you know
on
what I'm
track.
doing right now? I'm untangling this conversation.
I've not left the topic at all. So I would like to open a store where people bring in their difficult to untangle things, and I'll just sit there and I'll untangle it for them while they wait. I'll do it while you wait, and it's a pay what you think is right kind of situation.
What are we bringing this year? Nothing. Wow. I mean, okay, well, good for you.
I think my busy season will be Christmas time. People bring out the lights, the Christmas tree lights. That's going to be a huge.
Is
time
this
for
something
me.
you really are good at?
I think I am good at it. Yes, I am. I'm good at detangling things.
Like jewelry? Jewelry's a tough one.
I'm not sure about jewelry.
Oh, okay.
I have tried that, and the result is broken jewelry. But maybe you would just make
My
that
wife
clear.
sometimes has like tangled jewelry, and I say I'll do it, and I take it to the garage, and I use a wire cutter to cut it all apart, and then I crudely tape it back together. And when she's the least bit upset, I say, "You asked for my help, and I did it. This is the fucking thanks I get." And then I drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of works.
As long as, so I might put up an advisory, like a sign that says, well, I'm happy to try your jewelry. The result will be broken jewelry and I'll be drunk. Something like that. And angry at you.
Does your mind ever quiet down? I'm trying to think of Andy Daly at night trying to go to sleep. Are there characters bouncing around in your head? Are you able to quiet that mind of yours?
Yeah, I do get to sleep eventually, most nights. I listen to something boring, like this podcast.
Okay, that's a sick burn. That's a terrible thing to say.
No, I'm only teasing.
No, that came from the heart.
The BBC World News is what I listen to get to sleep. I have to listen to that. And then I absorb bad news from around the
that
world.
doesn't give you bad dreams or bad
It does
vibes?
sometimes.
But they say it in that
Yeah.
clipped British way that's very calming.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, a heat dome across the globe, destroying all humankind. And
Thousands
you're like,
were killed.
Yeah.
Total Armageddon. Good night.
Good noise.
And they leave you with a light story, usually.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, about a chimney sweep that got rescued. It's been stuck there for 11
Four
years.
gobstoppers found at the tube.
Yeah.
The bones of a chimney sweep were found.
Another unfortunate accident at the Willy Wonka factory.
Augustus Gloop tells his story exclusively.
Has anyone ever done a thing where OSHA visits the Willy Wonka factory? I always felt like that would be it just seems to me like that. I mean, I don't know if someone's done that sketch, but just OSHA walking around going, this chocolate river?
I know, that alone.
There's no fencing.
Yeah.
There's no barricade.
Just the sanity.
Yeah.
I mean the, what do you call it? Not
Sanitariness.
yeah. This is sanitary.
Well, the idea that like the chocolate river is perfectly sanitary unless someone falls into it. That's not,
Right.
that can't be.
No.
It's an open air chocolate river.
Right. And also, when a kid falls in it, they panic and wet themselves.
Right.
That goes into the chocolate. Well, they do.
And who knows what the Oompa Loompa are doing in that thing after hours?
Oh, yeah. Good
And,
point.
What?
Well,
No,
they live
don't
there on
sully the
premises.
name of the Oompa Loompa.
well, there's a lot of them. They clearly, you know.
What, like
Yeah.
orgies?
Well, I'm just
Oh.
saying it's possible. You know, there's a lot of sugar
No,
around,
you know
which
what?
is.
Don't be a greedy little boy and go to the chocolate fountain. It would have been fine if he wasn't such
But here's
a
the thing. Look at.
glutton.
I'm talking about the Gene Wilder movie. I
Yeah.
haven't seen the Johnny Depp one, but go look at, and I know there's another one too.
Oh, yeah.
Timothy
The
Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy
one.
Chalamet. I just, my reference is the Gene Wilder. And just look, bridges with, there's all kinds of hazards left and right. You go into rooms, there's gobstoppers on tables, and kids are swallowing things.
Yeah.
It's a lawsuit left and right.
I mean, that's experimental candy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No,
No,
they also atomize people and,
Well, that happens, though.
Okay.
No. We do that here.
Okay.
We've had several kids atomized here and, disappear.
Walk
it just
out with a
happens.
child in your pocket.
Um,
Little TV Tom.
Mike TV. Christopher Hewitt.
he gets really small.
TV Tom.
He gets really
TV Tom.
I read an early draft of the book.
I remember you told me at the time, I don't know if this is still the case, but at the time you were living in a firehouse in Manhattan.
I still live in a firehouse.
Oh my God,
yes.
you live in a firehouse.
Yeah.
You're like Bruce Wayne.
Or like the Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Okay, a
It's
more
not far from the
contemporary reference.
Ghostbuster
Yes,
firehouse.
It's a Ghostbuster. Yeah, you lived in a firehouse, and I thought, I want to go hang with Anderson at his firehouse. I want to go down the pole.
yeah.
I want the whole thing. And nothing happened. None of it happened.
Well, because I'm too shy to reach out to other people. Like I literally it's actually kind of it's been an issue for me. And like I can't ask people for help for something.
I have a bit of that too.
Why.
I don't like to ask a favor.
Yes, I do not. I will do. I'm happy to do a favor for somebody. I do not want to ask somebody for assistance. I couldn't even ask to apply for a TV job. I was a fact checker at a thing called Channel 1, which was a show seen in high schools. And I realized I thought, okay, being on air would be better. And I want to be a foreign correspondent. And they didn't really have reporters. It was sort of like the idea initially was like a Today Show for classrooms. It was in half the high schools and middle schools in America in the early 90s. And I was the fact checker. And after 6 months, I was like, oh, you know what? I want to be on air. I couldn't get entry-level jobs at any of the networks or anything. And I realized if I say to them I want to be on air, they're going to say no because I'm, in their mind, the fact checker. And I also, slightly stumble, and I just didn't think I was meant to be on TV. And so I quit my job rather than asking them or even letting them know I have this idea of I'd like to be on camera. I quit my job. I asked the director of the show to make a fake press pass for me. I borrowed a camera that they weren't using, like a small VHS it was a smaller camera. And I told them I'm leaving. I'm going to go to wars for the next few months. I'm going to shoot stories. And if you want to see them, you can take a look at them. And if you like them, you could maybe put them on air. It was a very passive aggressive way of getting it.
Right. But what you essentially did is you went to war zones on spec. You said, I'm going to go.
That is absolutely correct.
I'm going to go. Some people build a spec home or write a spec script. You went to war zones and reported on missiles falling all around you on spec.
On spec, yes. That was completely
Tell me more about this forged press pass. That is really pushing it, Anderson.
I know.
I mean,
it's actually on my wall over here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I was working for this. Well, actually I wasn't. I was doing a spec, but it was a thing. It said Channel 1 on it, and it had my photo, and it was laminated.
It sounds like something
real.
When I was a kid, I used to love to pretend to be a reporter if there was a home movie camera going, and I literally would put a card in an old hat that I found, my grandfather's hat, that would say press, and I would jam it in the hat band and go like, all right, I'm here, I'm from the press. This sounds like the same bullshit, only you're Anderson Cooper, and you were pulling it to go to a war zone.
Sorry.
Oh, I love this. You're actually producing, I want to describe now to the audience, you just produced all of your forged documents.
This is the forged one.
Oh my God, it looks legit though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
See, once I had that, then I got this, which is a UN press pass. And once you have a UN press pass, you're golden.
That's fantastic. And it looks to me very easy to duplicate, and that's what I'm going to do.
Hi, my name is Amy Poehler, and I feel nostalgic about being Conan O'Brien's friend.
And that is appropriate because
I feel so nostalgic today.
I feel so lucky because a lot of our fans know this, but for the uninitiated, when I was doing my late night show in 93, a couple of years into it, we started saying, oh, we need cast members to help us out on the fly. And UCB was just getting off the ground.
Yeah.
And so suddenly, it wasn't just that I was getting really good people. I was getting the best sketch performers coming in, and you would play, I mean, you could play anything, but you would play Andy's little sister, and we'd give you, I think, a script that was like, that's a solid B. And you would take it to an A+++++++. And it was insanity, and I never took that for granted. I mean, now I look back on it, and I think, I got to have Amy Poehler do bits on my show.
You paid my rent.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding? I would have done it. I mean, it's funny that you say it that way, because isn't it funny when you look back at, I mean, what must be 30 years now?
30 some odd years.
Yeah, because I moved to New York when I was in 96. Is I never remember a time when you were like a fledgling new show. I mean, you were just always like the hit show.
That's so funny.
I know. I don't remember it being like, we have to practice and get things ready, because I knew Andy Richter from Chicago. But in my mind, I don't have a memory of it ever not being a successful show.
Well, it's interesting because young people just sort of made it their show, and we were doing all this weird stuff, and they were saying, yeah, this is what we like. We like the Masturbating Bear. We like Pimpbot. We like Andy's Little Sister. We like all this weird stuff. And, but I was constantly taking shit from people that were used to Letterman, who were maybe 20 years older than me. And so there was a solid 3 years of, you might get canceled.
Yeah.
Can you try, can you get rid of that weird stuff you're doing? And I'd tell them I will, and then I just wouldn't. And it was just madness.
And honestly, let's play F, Marry, Kill with Masturbating Bear, Pimpbot, and Andy's Little Sister.
Yeah.
See how we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's fuck them all.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
That diaper comes off pretty easy. He's ready to go.
I don't think Masturbating Bear's interested. He's got his own thing going on.
That's not how he gets off.
We also have a few things in common, which is you're from Burlington, Mass. And I'm from Brookline, Mass. And
fancy. Congratulations.
That's right. My butlers had a butler.
Did your house have books in it? Well,
yes, we had some books. And my butterfly collection. I think you told me once, I could be wrong, that you worked at the Chestnut Hill Mall.
Yeah, I worked at a bunch of different places in high school. I always had a summer job, but I worked at the Chestnut Hill Mall at a restaurant called Paparazzi. Which was, a very it was probably one of the fancier restaurants I had worked at up until that point, with breadsticks.
Yes.
Ooh.
And, I learned words like cavatappi.
I still don't know what that means.
What is that?
Yeah.
That's a type of pasta. Or, I learned mise en place.
Didn't you work at the Pewter or something?
There used to be a pewter pot in my town, but I worked at Chadwick's, which was an ice cream place on the border of Lexington and Waltham, and very famously an ice cream, old-fashioned ice cream place. You bang a drum when it's someone's birthday, and you wear old-timey outfits.
Yes.
And Rachel Dratch worked at Chadwick's a few years ahead of me. We never met, because then the simulation wouldn't have
crazy.
Worked out.
And what's interesting is that your Boston accent went away. I used to think I never had a Boston accent, and then someone recently found a clip of me interviewing my brothers and sisters from 1971, and I'm going yes, and I'm like, who's that guy? And I never consciously tried to get rid of it, but you tried.
I did, and I still think you do have one, and I still think I have one. I mean, it's super slight, but don't you feel like you can pinpoint people from Boston?
Yes, definitely.
Even just saying Boston, the way we say Boston, but every once in a while I hear it, and every once in a while I hear it for me, it's usually when I'm angry. That's when it comes out.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
I also love it when I go to Boston. I don't know if this happens to you.
It's the worst accent ever.
Bostonians, it is. Well,
it's terrible.
I'm going to say Rhode Island. Cranston, Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island.
Cranston, Rhode Island might win.
Can you do the difference? What's the difference between those two?
I can't. I'm terrible at it. This made Rachel Dratch crazy because she did this. She wrote a sketch for Saturday Night Live, which was all these Boston people, and I was hosting that week, and I was just having trouble getting the Boston accent because I had been away for years, and Rachel was losing her mind.
That does not sound like Rachel Dratch.
No, she was getting really frustrated, like, no, it's like on the corner, and I'd be like, yeah, on the corner. And she was really, I was making her as upset.
I blame Brookline for this because, I mean, there's a way to dig into the accent that once you get in there, it's almost like you can never get out.
Right.
It's like a comfy chair to get in there.
It's not just the accent. There's an attitude too. I don't know if you have this, but if I'm in Boston and I go there a lot to see my family, there's a Conan, come here. Come here.
Yes.
There's a you kind of work for me. I know you're from Boston, so get over here. So I'm walking the other way. Hey, Conan, come here. Come here. Fuck, it's Conan. Come here. Climb over this thing. And you're like, this is incredible. Yeah. There's a sense that I'm from Boston, you're from Boston. You're not some fucking big deal. Get over here. And I kind of like it. And then there are times where I'm like, oh, come on.
100%. The best and worst thing about Boston is there's a feeling of like, you're not better than me. We're all the same. We're all in this together. Boston strong. Hi, how are you? Strong. Good for you.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're doing well, Amy, huh? Like, it's aggressive love.
Yeah.
And it's very nice to feel. And also it's sometimes scary.
Well, I think I've mentioned this before, but I was in Boston and I was staying in a hotel and I was staying, at a bar. And I go into the men's room, and this woman, who I want to say was 55, followed me into the men's room while I'm at the urinal. And she was like, "Hey, gone." And I was like, yeah, I'm at the urinal. And she's like, "Oh, Mr. Hollywood." I'm like, no, I think this is illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be in here.
No, yeah, it's very I mean, all my relatives still live in Boston. I love going back there. It is this thing where Boston really doesn't want you to forget.
No.
And also Boston is the thing where they talk about neighboring towns as if anyone would know what they're talking about.
Right.
Boston feels like the center of their own world.
Right.
So they'll throw out towns and stuff happening to people that are from Michigan. And it's like, no one knows what you're talking about. Yes. But Boston is they are their own center.
Also, I remember growing up and first of all, you'd listen to school cancellations and you'd wait for your town to come up. But the second thing is there were all these ads for like the Light and Leisure building.
Yeah.
And I think it was in Burlington. And they were like, it's in Burlington, the Lights and Leisure business. The Light and Leisure, I don't know exactly what they were selling. I think it was lights and leisure clothing, which doesn't make any sense. But it was like Light and Leisure, Burlington, get off the whatever. And I just, I'm like, so that's drilled into my head.
There's something about the vibe there that this is something I really like about it. And New York is very similar too, which is there's a directness to how people talk to each other and what they expect of each other. So they're kind of like kind, but not nice.
Yes.
And California is nice, but not always kind. So it's confusing here because people are friendly, but they're not really nice. But they're like, I gotta go. I can't help you. You gotta keep walking. Like everyone's telling you to hurry up, but they're very kind. They'll help you.
Right.
It's weird. It's different here.
There's a kindness in there, but it's got this crusty shell. Whereas here, everything has this kind of smooth shell,
And then you say, "Oh, my, can you help me change my tire?" And they're like, "We can't." I'm so sorry,
but I want that for you.
I want that for you. Yeah. If you died, it would mean nothing to me. One of the things I always loved about you, and I don't know if this comes from, I read somewhere, maybe it comes from your dad, but you were fearless physically, comedically, and you are you would, if the joke called for you as Andy's little sister to go charging down the aisle and leap and hit him so that he falls over.
All right, you know what? It's Judgment Day, bitch. What? Come on!
Stacey, don't do this.
Stacey, no! Stacey! I love you! Stacey, no!
I look at that footage now. It's online.
It's a good jump.
You leap like a leopard. You hit Andy. He goes over. It's one of the biggest laughs I've heard in studio. Because the running joke was you have a crush on me and I'm always trying to politely explain that and then you think Andy's getting in the way and you attack and you would give these great speeches, but you
written by the great Brian Stack.
By the great Brian Stack. And you would leap and I remember you, I hope it's still not the case, but there used to be this kind of long ago,
I don't know what you're going to say.
I know. Me neither. I'm excited.
There used to be serfs
knife
in the
coming?
medieval period.
Oh, we're going far that far back. Okay, here we go.
In a sense that women don't, you got to be ladylike. Do you know what I mean? That if a guy's, I mean, I remembered my mom being a little bit that way, which is if I'm being completely inappropriate, it was funny. If one of my sisters was doing it, it was like, now hold on, that's not really, and it was a thing. She came from a very traditional Irish Catholic background, and you've got to be a lady, and so
well, you bring up my dad, but I do think it's true. Like your family of origin just helps you kind of decide the boundaries of your life, right? Like what you're allowed to do. And I had a kind of like a paper moon relationship with my dad, where he was very like on the move and took me with him kind of vibe. So he definitely instilled a lot of confidence and almost like a hustle that didn't feel very gendered at the time. It wasn't like I was supposed to be this, or, you know, he kind of, both my parents were very funny, and there was a lot of encouragement to speak my mind, to kind of be a little bit of a challenger, which I didn't think was unusual until I did learn other people's systems. Like every family is a country with its own set of rules, and you don't know that that's true until you leave your country and you're like, oh, your family, you know, your dad is the one that, you know, everybody ignores, or you're the older brother is, right? The older brother's moods dictate the house, you know, dictate the mood of the house, or, oh, in your family, you have to be polite and never tell the truth, whatever is everyone's version of their thing. And I came from a family, I have to say, that really encouraged joking and teasing, which is a very Boston thing.
Yes.
And it wasn't until I left that family and went to college that I realized that's not everybody's way of life.
Well, I remember my shock being coming out to Los Angeles and hanging out with, meeting Lisa Kudrow and hanging out and going over to her house, and her family would talk. They lived in Tarzana. Her dad's a doctor. They would talk very openly about sex, and it would freak me out. It still does. Like, sex has never been discussed or acknowledged in my home with my parents. It was never, ever. And if something remotely sexy came on TV, it was, you know, like we could all see our breath.
You are an actual stork baby.
Yeah. And then we'd just all get out of the room as fast as we could. And so, and to this day, I mean, nothing, you know, people don't talk about that stuff.
Or have you ever seen families, I'm thinking of a specific family, when it would be their birthday, they would stand up and they'd give the most heartfelt toast, like, you are my sister, you're the person who, and it's so heartfelt, and you're like, this happens once, and it happens at somebody's funeral,
maybe,
when everybody's left. Like, this is so intense, to like the eye contact in real, like, teasing for me is a love language. Like, the more I like you, the more I'll tease. And manners are for people that I don't know or don't even really like, hi, how are you? But the tease, to me, shows that there's a familiar way, and it's just the ultimate sign of love. But that's not the case with a lot of people.
No.
I've learned the hard way.
Yeah, I remember dating someone once a long time ago and meeting her parents for the first time, and I said something, like some kind of teasing mock put down of her, like, yeah, well, keep working on that. And her mother went, we don't do that in this house. We don't put people down. And I remember thinking, I need to go.
Yeah.
I need to leave right now, because that's not going to fly.
But the Irish in me loves laughing and crying right next to each other. That's my favorite thing, is being sad and then someone saying something truly ridiculous or out of pocket in the moment that makes everybody laugh. That's, I think, very Irish. Just getting as low as you can and going to the lowest basement and then finding the joke there and like shooting it up so that everybody can drink more.
It's like everything we learned was...
So there's a reason to toast.
That was just implied.
Yeah.